Okay, it's 7 o'clock there. We're about to call the meeting to order. We need a roll call, please.
Jennifer Mayor. And Griffith.
Albert. Got one out. Okay. Public comment, I think. How many do we have?
Just one.
Jared? Yours.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, council members, our working staff, and friends of Coldspring. I'm Jared Colorado with Langford Community Management Assistance, and we are doing your grant for your comprehensive plan. It was a general land office grant, and we have been working on it for going on about 8 months, doing the data collection, which is the tough part. I have with me this evening Dennis Coop, our senior engineer, and your dedicated community planner, Celeste Alvarez. And we have gone over this evening with the stakeholders and the council that we are about almost at the 50% mark on this comprehensive plan. And it's really where all data collection happens, digitizing the maps, turning all the community maps into layered maps for the digital presentation to use long after the grant closes, and data collection, learning all about the community, really immersing ourselves in your daily activities, areas of growth, gaps in the community, so that we can start doing the more creative parts of the plan. So we wanted tonight just to give you a quick update, let you know what's going on. I want to make sure that Jody has the portal. We have a digital engagement portal that you can log into and look at what's going on, make a comment, give us any feedback at any time. I'd like to be sure that's on the website so that you can go there and take a look. And we appreciate working with you. It's been a real adventure to date, and we look forward to getting the plan to the next level. Any comments or questions? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we're gonna,
Y'all are excused.
so we're going to slip out. Thank you all so much.
Motion to adopt the agenda.
I make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second. All in favor? All right. Had a chance to look at the regular call meeting, October the 6 minutes.
Make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carries. Approval of bills to be paid, should have a packet there.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills. A second.
All in favor? Carries. Reports. Report on the operation of wastewater treatment plant and collection system. Josh?
So average flow for the plant is 44,000 gallons for the month at 22% capacity. The max flow was 61,000 gallons, and we had 2.75 inches of rain that was installed on one day. And then the on-tap lift station, the new piping's been installed. There's pictures on there. You can look at. Thank the team. And then the rest of the way, if there's no issues for any of the lift stations or the same.
Questions? Okay. We have a long financial legislative report. We're going to be doing this a little bit different to speed up things. You have a packet. I'll make a few comments if y'all have questions. Give me a shout. Otherwise, if something comes up, give me a call if you have a problem with anything. One thing I do want to point out, percentages, after this report is 83%, we're at 103%, meaning that we collected about $16,000 more than what our budget was. So we're going to have a surplus over in the budget. I'll talk with the CPA and Jody. I probably don't want to roll that forward, but we'll see how we're going to do that. The big change was in the sales tax. It increased over last month 9.3%, which is pretty good for 1 month. So I'll keep an eye on that. Everything else is as usual. The sewer, the capital projects, Nothing's changed on the investment funds. Any questions? Give you a chance to give me a call, and put it on the next agenda if there's an issue you need to talk about. We'll give a little bit more discussion when we get over to the budget workshop that we're doing tonight. So that closes that out. Let's talk about the Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department. Michelle?
In the month of October, we had 40 emergency incidents, 3 structure fires, 1 wildland fire, 1 NBA, 6 medical assist with landing zones, 1 animal assistance, 16 burn ban violations, 1 illegal burn, 3 fire alarms or false alarms, 2 disregard calls, and 6 medical calls. Training this last month, we continue with our in-house training as stated in previous months. We have 3 members complete their emergency driving training, 2 members completed their hazardous awareness training, and 2 members completed their fire tube testing and received their TCIP commission. This month's special training was also fire behavior. Upcoming training, we're going to be conducting Stop the Bleed. Our county training will be starting our rescue primary and secondary search. Our public relations for the month, we work the local car show as medical standby and fire. We have our annual Fire Fest fundraiser. We did the trunk or treat at the school district at the high school, and we did trick or treating on the square last Friday. Station improvements, the electrician completed the electrical updates and fixed the helipad light. We also did get the ACs checked for their seasonal check. For the emergency services district, they did send us our assignment agreement, which we're looking over. And we have one new member that signed on with us this month.
Okay. Any questions? All right, I do have a document that I'm going to give you this week on. We'll talk about it. And we'll talk a little bit about our illegal bar in the city and make a decision on which way we're going to go. Okay? So I'll get on your calendar one day this week.
Okay.
See if I can find it. Thank you.
Here.
Let's see, capital projects, there's a whole list of them. Like I told you last time, I'm not gonna belabor them. Comment on the City Hall extension is gonna be shelf ready. Probably won't look at that this year. We've got quite a few other projects we will attempt to do this year and get them off the table. Parks and Wildlife, we're waiting on the notice to proceed, and later on tonight we'll be talking about what I call the 2025 sewer line that we got the bids on. Any questions? Okay, we're going to proceed on. City Attorney report.
Okay. Each of y'all should have a draft of the municipal court amendment that I was putting together, didn't it?
No. John didn't.
Okay. I'm
Look
sorry.
at it.
Go ahead. Go on.
Okay. Anyway, it's not for y'all to make a decision tonight, but for the next couple of meetings. The legislators changed the law that said that the type of municipal court that the city has now can have civil jurisdiction, meaning that on civil jurisdiction on safety issues and nuisance issues like junk cars, substandard buildings, because in the past, if you needed to sue somebody because of what they had, you would have to go to district court, which would have cost the city money and all. The legislators have changed that, so now we're just going to let all municipal courts do it. Because it was just the municipal court of records. It was one that the judge was an attorney and had court reporters and all that. But they said, no, we're just going to let everybody have that authority. So I need to redo the municipal court ordinance. And so that's basically what I've done, changed it, also changed, just a little bit on who can prosecute, because with that change, they also changed the name of city attorney to municipal attorney in the prosecution part. So now, instead of listed as a city attorney or deputy city attorney, it's municipal attorney or deputy municipal attorney. Just some minor changes is all that it did. It just changed it so that the court can have civil jurisdiction over certain things.
Do we want that?
You do.
Okay.
You do.
All right.
Because I'm just going to take Judge Falls, for example. As it is, if you keep finding them and nobody will do anything, it's still there, then to make it be able to be moved or whatever, you'd actually have to go to district court and pay the money, have a district judge say, you got to do this. Now you can sue in your own court, and your own municipal judge can say, no, you got to do something. So it just makes it a lot easier. Just a little bit more teeth in your laws and ordinances that you have.
Okay.
So,
what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk on this each month and get a little bit more off into this, but one of the things we're gonna need to do is have at least an idea of the makeup of that municipal court, where you've got the municipal attorney, you've got the municipal judge, you've got the bailiff, you've got the court reporter, and so on down the line. How does all this start? I think it starts with a citation issued by an enforcement officer.
well, yes, I'm going back up just a minute and say that you don't have to have a court report.
Amen.
Okay, so that's
Accepted.
but you're already a clerk of the court.
All right.
Okay, but yes, I mean, somebody has to initiate a complaint. And that can either be through some enforcement officer, or it can be through the municipal attorney, because all that would need to flow through the municipal attorney to get it prosecuted.
Right.
So, yes.
It's just a mirror of what happens.
Yes, but if you're going to do all this, you need some type of enforcement officer.
Right, and I've got a suggestion this evening, and we'll get to that on another matter, but for all of us to get an understanding of what we're looking at, the structure, I guess each time we need to talk a little bit more and get a better feel for where we're headed. And up until this point, we've been noticing people, and I'm fixing to send the final notice to them about a violation. And after that, it's time, I assume, to turn it over to an enforcement officer to issue a citation. You tell me if I'm right or wrong.
No, that would be good. I mean, I'm just thinking back in my day when I was the justice of the peace, and we got county public nuisance. We would send the constable out. Well, and actually, that's what the ordinance said, that the constable would go out and tell the people that they were in violation of the public nuisance, and I'm giving you 30 days to obey it. If you don't, I'm going to follow it. 99% of the time, they took care of it, because in 30 days, the constable would go back out, say, yeah, you did good, proud of you, and if they didn't, then could give them a little leeway, or several times they would come and file. It was classy misdemeanor, maximum fine $500. And then they would come to the court, and we would get it taken care of, and one way or the other.
Well, somewhere in there they plead guilty or not guilty. If they plead guilty, you just issue a fine.
And honestly, a lot of times if they would go ahead and plead guilty, I would hold off on fine and court costs and see what they want to do, and then because we wanted it fixed.
Yes.
Not necessarily money, we wanted it fixed, and that's.
And where we are right now, we've been sending we've gone through phone calls, we've gone through regular mail, now we're sending certified mail, and guess what? They won't sign for the certified mail, and that may be what we need to do in place of that, is send an enforcement officer out there.
There's a psychological aspect of having somebody stand there with the badge and gun in order to arrest you and say, you need to do this or else. Rather than getting a letter from me or a letter from the mayor.
Yeah, we tend to waste city funds sending certified mail, at least the ones we've seen.
Yeah.
So at this point, maybe we'll, when we get this worked out with the enforcement officer, we'll start doing that. And there's only about 3 of them right now. They think that we're not going to do anything. We're just talking. We just have to do what we got to do.
And that's why I wanted to go ahead and get this ordinance together so y'all can start reviewing it and talking about it, because this just puts a little bit more teeth into what you're trying to do.
Well, somewhere, not in the ordinance, but somewhere there, we need a document talking about the procedure that we're going to follow up until a point where we hand it off. So I'll work on something, give it to you, see what you think about it, where everybody knows which direction we're going. And if a person comes in, they understand the process that we're going to deal with here. And hopefully we'll talk a little bit more about the enforcement officer in one of these agenda items. And probably next December, I'd like to have that nailed down, who's going to be the enforcement officer and how much they're going to be paid to serve. And then we'll let it go from there. We had an incident with a burning of debris in the city, and it was debris of the old building that got tore down. And I had a conversation with the owner, and he committed to me that he would not burn it. But there's some confusion. I'm going to talk with Michelle and get this ironed out and have another talk with the property owner. I think somewhere in our ordinance structure, going into where we're going to be permitting our own demolition or commercial buildings or residential buildings here in the next year, we need to have a statement that any old structures that are demanufactured or tore down cannot be burnt on site because of the contaminants that are in that building. The plastics, the asbestos, it gets in the air and creates a health hazard. And state that they need to be removed to a site that's licensed to take that stuff. I used to have to go through that with the state in my division on sandblasting sand, for example, because it would pick up paint particles that had lead in them. So we had to have a registered site that we paid to move. And that's just the cost of doing business. The Royal House got tore down, got set afire before I could stop it, before Michelle could stop it, but we did stop it. But it created a smoke plume that went over to the junior high school while the kids were there. So they needed to do some brainstorming for them.
It's been a while since I looked at this particular statute, but I believe even intentionally burning a structure inside the city limits is a violation of state law.
Well, we need to put it in one of our ordinances and put a price tag on it, and then we'll do a new release on it and get it out there where everybody knows that even a good building, but the ones that I caught, they knocked the buildings down instead of loading it in a container and sending it off, they set it on fire. And there's going to be more and more of that. So we might as well get that nailed. I'm not, as long as there's not a burn down, if they have some tree limbs or stuff like that, they want to burn in the yard and doing it responsible. Okay, but when it comes to tearing down a building or setting an existing building on fire to get rid of it, no, we don't want that to happen. So do the research and come back at us on that one. Is there anything else?
No.
Have y'all got a burning desire to give him anything? I had an opportunity to talk to Judge Trapp, and believe it or not, he's in charge of all municipal courts in our area. And he's in charge of finding standing judges in case our judge is sick or out of commission, to appoint a judge to come in. And I was talking to him about some of the old ordinances that I signed back in the 80s and 90s, and we agreed that maybe we ought to be reviewing those and looking at the statutes before we go into municipal court.
And that's, I mean, you gotta know the agenda, but that's just like your hotel tax. I mean, that was done in the 1990s.
Right.
The language is similar still today, but there's some things that needs to be changed, and I just hadn't figured that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not a problem. I don't move fast, there's no sense in you to. And let's get it right this time, and that way when we're sitting in front of our municipal judge, and that judge throws it out because it doesn't comply with the current statute,
Right.
we can avoid that.
Right, exactly.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Greg. Sewer report, Amanda, you got 2 things on here. Got any for me?
All right, I have 17 adjustments for oil and grease, and then 4 for refund of deposits, and then I didn't have any costs, so everybody paid.
Well, that's good. Any questions for Amanda?
Thank you.
All business, I think we've pretty much discussion possible action on the hotel tax that's being reviewed and be on the agenda next time.
Yes.
Okay? Under all business. B, discussion and possible action on interlocal agreement with the San Jacinto County Emergency Service District regarding usage of the city-owned Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department for the EMS. We've completed that document and it's over in the district's hands for review. We'll put this back on the agenda too, under all business. Whenever it gets back, hopefully there won't be any or very few changes that we can, some changes we can live with and we'll get done, or we can vote on it next time. New business, discussion and possible action on the Cold City Coldspring 2026 holiday schedule. As usual, we always use the same holiday schedule as the county. I think you got a copy of it. Would y'all like to look at it? And if so, if you agree, make a motion to accept it.
Make a motion to accept the holiday schedule for 26. And second.
All in favor? Done. Okay, B, discussion possible action on the City of Cold Spring Resolution 2025-8 for the City of Cold Spring to authorize the state of Texas to close Highway 150 and FM 1514 for the purpose of the annual Christmas on the Square activity. Date, Saturday, December 13th, 2025. Have we got everything? We want to do this pending.
No, we have everything, I just have to get TxDOT to approve it, but we have to do this first before they'll approve it.
All right, so I need a motion to approve this resolution. And once TxDOT gets it and gives us an approval, then we'll make an approval out there. So the motion will be to approve the resolution pending TxDOT's signature on approving the closing of those 2 state highways. I'll make the motion as stated.
Second?
All in favor? All right, Jody, you got that one?
Yes, sir.
So if okay, C is that you got a proposed budget. This gives you a chance to mark it up. Also, Jody is, when we just stuck with the general budget, the general fund, the sewer fund and stuff like that, our capital project fund, and the Parks and Wildlife, we had some other ones, and she just gave you those. And a lot of these other ones were pending. They're there, we can use them, or we don't have, if we want to use them, and we don't have it, we have to amend the budget. So we just stuck them here, just like last year. And those 3 pages that you got are really not bread and butter. What you got in the mail was the sewer plant and the current budget, okay, that we're proposing for 2026. We also stuck the hotel motel in there and what we're forecasting for that. There was a line item that I stuck in there for tourism, and some of the funds, when we redo the ordinance, will shift over from the hotel motel into the tourism fund. And that change will come hopefully in December or January. We'll have to look at that. Go ahead.
I'd like to see about adding it to the budget, for not this year, but next year, enough, I don't know, for the flags I want to put on the poles in the middle of town, like the Christmas flags like they have in Shepherd, so I need to make sure we can add that in on the budget.
How much do you want to put in?
We've looked at them and they're, we're trying to put 20.
Can we start this in phases? 20 this year, 20 next year until we get it done, because they're pretty pricey, right? In this first phase, we're going to need to talk to Chico and see if they're going to help us put them on the light poles.
Okay.
So,
Are you talking flags, Jessica, or are you talking, I don't know what Shepherd has, I haven't been there.
The flags that are on their poles are like they're Christmassy and all right there in the middle of town when you're driving, so it would be like
Okay, so it's not the decorated angels or any of that, it's a flag?
Yes, and some of them have that.
Okay.
Yes, they have both, like they'll go, one's flag, one's in it, they have them.
Creature.
Yes.
Has them too.
Yes, and so I've seen them and I feel like we can kind of.
well, yeah, I mean, we can do the square and we can bring it out here to the city hall, because eventually our walking trail is going to be a Christmas walking trail. Finish it, it's being designed that way.
So yes, these are the phases that we can add that in
For 2027, 2026.
26. This coming year, let's get on it, let's see what, I'm gonna let you two deal with the money, and then we'll get with, I may need to go talk with Chico about putting them up for us. I don't know that you will have them quick enough to do it this year, but we will have them, and maybe another set of them for putting them out next year, where we can decorate the town. Any questions for Jessica? She will be heading up that with Dr. Benstock, doing research with her. Okay?
Great.
Anything else in there? Like I said, I added a little bit in, line item for tourism. Once we redo the ordinance on where that money goes, and I'll pull the old ordinance that was done, and I'll give you a copy of that. It's very plain and simple. We'll move those funds over into a line item in the city budget to be spent only on tourism. And right now, it's not that much money, I don't think. If you look at it late. So we'll make those adjustments, and you'll have in December the final on the budget. If something else hits, let me know here in a minute. We're going to talk about a request for assistance to the library for expanding the library. We've already got a line item in the budget for that. If you choose to do that, we can go that direction in December. Any more questions on discussion on that? Okay. Let's see. It's time to take a look at the employee salary schedule, since we've got an additional employee and under public works, and we threw land over your general maintenance and grounds. We're not going to do anything with that anytime soon. So actually, you got 4 that have been updated, the hourly rates put on here. with the 30 hours. I haven't talked to the staff, we got a staff meeting coming up. I'm gonna figure out some way to expand the hours that the city hall is open without affecting the 30 hours. So, one staff member might come in at 8, open up, go home at 2, or whatever it means to get their 6 hours. The other staff member may stay till 4 to get the city hall, give them an hour on the top, an hour on the bottom, just give you a little bit more time to come in and do your business. We'll talk about that and let the staff give me direction on which way to work best. But I need y'all take a look at this, and if you're willing, give me a motion to accept it or change it or whatever.
This is some scheduled venues.
Yeah, I just added some lines to the bottom of it that we're running possibly again.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Carries. Discussion and possible action on, concerning the award of construction, contract for the general land office, community development, get mod grant concerning the award of said grant, number 24-065-001-E as an echo 158, city wastewater collection improvement. Somewhere in y'all's pile, you've got the bids. We took bids the other day, and we did have a low bidder. And Jody, did you put that on top of there?
Remember those are the ones I put all on your pile.
All right, then y'all don't have it. And I'm not gonna give you the marked up one, and we're gonna go through it. There's that. Run 3 down there. There's that. Did you mail this one to Nicole?
Cole.
She got here and saw how big the agenda was. She got sick and went home. I just don't think she was sick when she came in. All right, on the front page, our low bidder was 5T Utilities. And what we did is we tried to do this a little bit different than the Department of Ag did on farming. We put the whole thing in here. We put the normal bid to put in the line and do open cuts across our streets. We put a alternate 2, which puts in the construction but does boring at our streets. Then I added 3 options. One of them was a standby generator at the new lift station, which is at the Shell station just before you get to 2025. Alternate D, which replaces the sewer at the intersection of 150 and Weaver. That is the road bore that we scoped. It has collapsed and is causing the sewer occasionally to back up and overflow the manhole. What we proposed is bypassing that manhole and going out towards 2025 to probably the middle of VZ Marine, and then doing a road bore there, put a new steel casing in and weighing it over on grade, and that is going to be additional bid D. Then I stuck one in for E. I said, look, P-patch is 3-phase now. We need a 3-phase generator. Get a bid for that. When you come down to your front page, you're going to see the low bid is 5T. The base bid was $544,590.40. Okay? And that's with open cuts. The base bid with boring all of our streets, not cutting them up, is $594,212.50. If you look across that line, the other two are above $800,000. So this is the low bid on option 2. The 3 alternates, 1 is $78,000, or B is $78,345. D is $50,093, and E is $117,010. So the question is, let's work through the base bid. Do we want to cut our roads, patch them, and continue to add to the patch, or do we want to road bore each of those roads that we cross?
I would say bore.
I agree.
All right, so I'm gonna circle back on that. Is everybody else? Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be bid base option 2, so that's gonna be our starting point, okay? Now, let's talk about alternate B, which is a standby generator at the new lift station. We have generators at every station. If we bid it out by itself, it will definitely come out above this. So my recommendation is to bite the bullet, add some money to the fund if we need to, and put in the $78,345 fee.
Agree.
Everybody?
Yes.
Okay. There's no question about D. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Now that we have a construction company in town, they can do that road door electric. The problem that we've been having problems with for the last few years. And that's fairly inexpensive, $50,093.
Agree.
Okay?
Okay.
Everybody agree on that?
Yes.
The last one is we have a power generator at the P-patch that's a single phase, but yet we have 3-phase. We can't upgrade it. The idea is we bring it out, put it on a trailer, and use it as a portable power plant for the city hall or the community center or whatever we need it. It's 110, 120 volt power generator diesel. Pull it out, put it on a trailer, put in a 3-phase, similar to what we're doing down here. And the price tag on that's $117,010.
Well, there's one that's way cheaper on that generator.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the
We
one?
got bigger pumps.
What?
We got bigger pumps.
Yeah, but here's
I
70,000.
know, those are less, smaller pumps.
They are.
That's why we had to rebid it, because they were put in wrong. We actually increased the size of those pumps, but not to the ones that we put down. Plus, you gotta pull the old one out. It's sitting in there. Down there, you don't have to. It's a flat deal, you just drop it in place and wire it in. We'll have to change all of the lightning resistors and power surge resistors, at both of them, to bring those up to the other ones. So the question is, do you want to upgrade the P-patch?
I would say do all of it. It takes too long to get started.
Okay. What that brings you to is if you take those last 4 columns and add them together, it's $839,660.50.
It's how much?
$839,000.
It's at the bottom.
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right. So, remember, our grant came in at $631,000. You've got engineering and administration out of that. You've got about 580 some odd dollars left, plus you have the residue out of the COVID fund that we haven't got a number on yet. And we should get that.
It's on your budget sheet,
How much is it?
30-something thousand.
Okay, so you're gonna add that in there. So you're probably looking at, I'm gonna throw a number out here, about $250,000, which we do have. So my question to y'all is, do you want me to go ahead, you wanna go ahead and issue a contract with this number here? So in case GLO approves this, we can get a notice to get started on this thing before we get in the middle of the winter.
I say yes. I second.
All right. A motion to award the contract for $839,000, $660 plus 50 cents to 5T Utilities.
I make a motion.
Second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye. All right. Hopefully that'll all work. Depends on what we deal with GLO tomorrow, on all grants meetings. Hopefully it'll move smoothly and we'll get the work done and we'll get started, okay? And I think y'all are wise. It's a big chunk of change, but it ain't gonna do anything but get larger if we wait and we solve some of the problems and don't create problems by cutting our streets. Thank y'all on that. We'll deal with that tomorrow. Okay, I enclosed a letter from the library asking for support for the building expansion. I haven't talked to them about that. I would like for y'all to authorize me to talk to them and see how many square foot and what they're talking about. And then I'll bring it back to y'all. And there's already a library budget. If we want to do it in phases, I've got to ask them, are they going to do an engineer or are we going to use our engineer and bring that back to you? But they're wrong. The back of the building and go back, is that correct?
Well, my understanding was they were gonna upgrade where they are right now, their AC and all the other stuff first. But I wasn't clear on what monies they were using. So we need to clarify
You
it.
got $25,000 in the budget.
So that might be.
That might be what we're going to use that for. So let me go talk to them.
Okay. I'm okay with authorizing you to talk to them.
All right, and I'll bring it back to y'all and y'all make a motion. So you're authorizing me to meet with them on their expansion. I'll bring it back to you. I need a second on that.
I second.
All in favor? Terry, you got that, Joey? All right. All right, discussion and possible action on authorizing the mayor to work with the San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office on drafting a memo of understanding concerning the sheriff's San Jacinto County Animal Control Officer to serve to the city and provide code enforcement if we so. The animal control officer also can do code enforcement, and that was one of the things that the chief deputy brought up, that while we're doing this, we started helping them with the animal control in the city, and I asked him what he thought it would cost the first year. He said around $5,000, and it was mainly to feed the dogs that they had, and to expand it a little bit. And their control officer would work the city and work calls from the city. We'll have to work out in a memo of understanding how that happens. When a person calls in, who they call, who do we get in touch with? On the second part of this, and y'all do this, but is that guy's qualified to do code enforcement for us? The question would be, how would that work? So, I guess you would give me authorization to meet with them and work on a memo of understanding with legal and bring it back to you on this. Now, the other two cities that were asked, one of them said no, they're not going to participate. I don't know about the other one. But I think if we're going to have any meaningful animal control, I guess this is the way to do it, is to partner with them. Your thoughts?
Well, I think the city at one time did have a interlocal agreement, and then things were not happening, and most of the cities said we're not going to participate anymore.
Well, maybe we can stiffen that understanding a little bit
Of
better.
course, I don't remember what Coldspring was, I remember Point Blank, but I think it was only $50.
No, this has to do with feeding the animals and
Well,
expanding.
I think that's what the whole thing was, that, that they could,
That was way back.
that was way back.
Yeah, that's probably about
$5.
Yeah,
That
that's
kind
probably
of-
why they didn't do
Yeah,
things back then.
I think it's needed.
Yeah,
All right,
it is needed, because you need to do something, especially when you have a dog bite or something, that you need to have somebody that you know is gonna go take care of.
Yeah.
But state law doesn't pick up a nuisance dog right now.
They can.
they can't.
That they can. But,
I don't think they have somebody who does that.
Yes, they do, now.
And now
If it's a nuisance, they're supposed to respond.
So, authorize the mayor to work a memo of understanding, to be wordsmithed by the attorney. And second part of this is how y'all feel about if we enter into this, having a code enforcement officer, being the same person. Mr. McGee?
oh, I'm sorry, I thought you was asking.
No, I'm asking him, but I thought I'd let you weigh in on it.
One way or another, you're gonna need a code enforcement officer. And if you don't do it through them, you need to either hire your own, which they gotta meet certain criteria, or you can find one that's doing it at another city and contract with them to come in 70 days or whatever, to do something. One way or another, you need somebody to be your code enforcement. I mean, that's just,
Well, originally, I talked to the constable about it. There was an open door there, but I would rather use the constable as a bailiff if
yeah.
they want to do that.
Which, by the way, I talked to her a while ago. I'm supposed to make sure that she knows when these meetings are, and she's going to start coming to the city council.
That's great.
Okay, good.
Also, well, I won't mix this, but go ahead. So, your take on both of those?
I need to do something.
All right. Authorize me to go set up and see what the final deal is, what's the price of the code enforcement officer, and is $5,000 gonna do it a year on the animal control agreement, and try to get some details in the memo of understanding. Who do you call? What's the time response? How do we pay? Okay,
I make a motion that you can proceed.
all right. Motion to authorize the mayor to open the discussion on G. Second,
I second.
all in favor? All right, H is discussion of possible action on memo of understanding with Youth League. I've signed it, we've sent it to them, we'll get it back in December and let y'all approve it. It just be sprinkled on the holy water, okay? It's already there, we just have a new person in charge.
Okay.
Moving along, discussion of possible action on the awning at the concession, at Park One, which is when we built the building, we didn't build an awning outside. We were running short of funds. We said we'd come back and look at it later. The outside of the building where you give your orders, where you go into maintenance, and where you turn the corner and go to the restroom, you walk in the rain on the sidewalk when it's raining. I'm proposing, can we have a line item in the youth league that I go ahead and get metal fabricated out there. We buy the materials ourselves and save the tax once I get the materials list, and I'll bring to you the cost of that before we do it. Just need a motion for the mayor to look into that and bring to the council a proposal.
I make a motion for you to bring a proposal into the council.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's one on here I threw on here, and it's long overdue. especially with some of the stuff that's going on in town. Discussion possible action on creating a city ordinance on watering in town.
Yeah, I saw that, and I just like to see what you
Loitering.
wanted to look at.
Well, it's kind of tricky because if people are using the park during operating hours, when they're watering, but however, when we're closed, if they're back there building a campfire or gathering.
Okay, you talking about this part?
Any part, all
Okay,
part, this part, city property.
okay, well,
Off in the street.
well, that's easy to address, because you can be open and close and have times closed and otherwise.
Yeah, we can set
Yeah,
the time.
but I wasn't, you know, when you use this term, that's got such a broad term, I didn't know for sure what.
I don't know if the city's ever tried to do it citywide. I know that business owners on their property post those signs.
Yeah.
The one I saw, it was watering, in other words, laying on the sidewalk, sleeping or whatever. It was skateboarding, bicycling on the side, a whole list of things. We cover most of that on the sign we have out here in this park because it's a walking trail.
Right.
And I think we cover it at the ballpark because it's a ballpark. But we never have, what happens after hours?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of activities after hours at 3 in the morning around here.
Well, with these types of laws, you gotta be specific about what you are looking at. You can't just make it broad.
Well, I don't want to leaning on my fence at midnight.
Right.
He hasn't made it down to my property yet.
Yeah.
What if they end up in the back?
He's busy burning stuff for people.
Off there.
City
Our department is mine's on there because we have the campers in that back building. So,
Okay.
how do they deal with that? I mean, it's an abandoned building. And they're saying, I can't-
Well, it's trespassing, because it's.
And that covers everything.
Yeah, because it's,
Sell our property. They take parks and property.
All city-owned property.
but just standing around on the sidewalk or whatever,
No, I'm not getting into the city right of ways and stuff like that. I know that
yeah,
my predecessor will come behind me. That's their passion. They can do that. But
yeah.
let's talk about our property that we have invested money in.
County will take
improvements.
care of that.
Okay? And it's
There's absolutely no problem about closing parks at a certain hour. I mean, that's no problem doing that.
And as far as the fire department goes, you just, I need to put no trespassing
So, yeah,
where they need to
yes. So,
be. Is that something you can put in your things that you might want to do later?
well, yeah, I mean, you can go to the drugstore and get a no trespassing sign, and,
I'm
yeah,
figuring we'll have a little bit more permanent.
okay.
Good question for you. Yeah, we understand where, because also we just had 10 or 15 show up. And I have an idea where they would come from, and heard where you folks had bust in and dropped off, or.
They're called over and dropped off. I mean, someone else trying to get rid of them, feel for them, but so far, I only know the incident on the porch here, and those guys tried to kill themselves with drugs, and I hadn't seen them since then. And then over at the fire department in the building, it's abandoned in the back, they were setting up camp, and I think we can handle that.
We have apparatus back there.
Yeah.
But I heard part of it maybe coming from is if we do house inmates from other counties and all that, and then when they go through the system, if they come out here and they release them right here, and we need to maybe talk to the sheriff's office about transporting them back where they came from.
That'd be a good idea, Mom should take that care of that.
You know, I'll try to
I don't, they're doing a good job now on their short end, I don't know, but maybe that's preventative maintenance in the future, if they get them right back to their home.
Well, we know there's 10 or 15 that showed up within a short period of time, so it's either dropped off, I mean, they all just involved, so. Sure, may have that answer to that, I just, didn't know if anybody else may have had, you know, some of these chemical came visit them and they kicked them all out, so.
You gonna work on me some sign?
Oh, yeah.
All right, and we'll have to have official hours of operation on each of those, so I'll have to find that out. Is that okay? We'll bring the signs back to you when we're through,
Yeah,
and, we'll go from there.
okay. That it?
No, discussion possible action authorizing the mayor to research purchase of 2 tracts of land. The mayor researched the purchase of 2 tracts of land. We've got similar projects already going. To invest in 2 tracts of land that I've looked at would be wasting our money, wasting our effort. And I would just prefer to table this unless something comes up and it's a better deal than what we're doing. And I'll bring it back to you. That's all.
I'm good with tabling it.
I got a motion to table, second? Second.
Okay.
All in favor? Carries. What do we got there? Y'all gotta make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor? Carries. Next meeting, December, when is it, Doug?
December 1st.
Thank you.
City has.
Y'all want to take, okay. Here's my watch. About an hour off right now.
We've got 4 minutes.
4 minutes, huh?
It's 7.
The sign changed from the other year.
Yeah, I told them I graduate forward this morning.
Sunshine.
I'm giving you all more paper. Now, so 2 minutes, huh?
6:58.
It's that daylight saving time stuff, huh? I'll get out of here before that. I started today. What time we start? Did I get here? A little late. 4 o'clock. Yeah, I am. I know my dog will wait for me. Okay, it's 7 o'clock there. House, we'll call the meeting to order. Need a roll call, please.
Jessica Poole.
Jennifer Maynard.
Diane Griffith.
Al Hurst.